Invincible Season 4, Episode 6 is finally here, and while the Viltrumite War is reaching a fever pitch, this episode took a massive breather to focus on the one thing we never thought we'd see. Nolan actually trying to be a father again. But as we saw by the end of the episode with the fall of Themessaria, peace is a luxury no one can afford. Let's break down this episode. The heart of this episode is the 2 months Nolan and Oliver spend alone. It starts tense. Oliver is clearly holding a grudge. He heard Nolan trashing his mom, and he isn't letting it slide. But we do see it shift. Nolan isn't just Omni-Man here. He's a guy hunting for food and trying to train a kid who's growing faster than he can keep up with. The Bubble Guts lobster moment was a great bit of levity, but the real payoff, Oliver finally calling him dad. It feels earned, especially after Oliver opens up, even if he still had a wall up regarding his mother. This time alone didn't just change Oliver, it softened Nolan. He's looking for redemption in the eyes of his second son, and for a moment, you almost forget he's the guy who levels Chicago. Meanwhile, the war is getting messy. Alan and Tech Jacket are still stuck on the Viltrumite ship, and they're acting like this is a weekend frat trip. Honestly, it's classic for them, but it's driving everyone else crazy. It gets real for Alan and Tech Jacket when the Viltrumite ship arrives at the coalition and they're fighting. They decide to sneak off, and Alan is leaving Tech Jacket behind. He's clearly faster than her. He slows down, goes back, and gives her a quick boost to the world, to their friends, to the coalition, and that allows the two Viltrumites chasing them to catch up. Alan begins fighting them, and he's no match for both of those guys. One, he could hold his own, but going against both of those guys, he's no match. And they had a great bit of conversation there for a second. It was like, oh, God, it hurt so bad the last time we fought. And the Viltrumite was like, yeah, it's going to hurt again this time. So that was pretty good. But anyway, Alan's about to bite the dust, and lo and behold, Tech Jacket arrives with a little bit of help. Someone they rescued earlier in the season. He finishes off one of the Viltrumites, and the other one tucks tail and heads back to the headquarters, the Viltrum, to report in. And that was a great bit of writing. It shows that even Nolan's his past sins are starting to weave together to support the current rebellion. But we got to talk about that ending, right? The serenity of Nolan and Oliver's bonding is shattered when Viltrumite attacks. The mole is discovered. He's one of the console guards, and he lets down the defenses. And he says that his reason for siding with Viltrum is because he didn't want to die. Which makes sense. But you got some stone cold killers on the good side too, man. So it's a double-edged sword for him. I feel like he made a rash decision, and he cost a lot of people their lives. So, and this is it's a reminder that no matter how much Nolan changes, the empire he built doesn't care about his growth. It only cares about conquest. So we go from dad lessons to absolutely planetary destruction, which only ends when Mark and Oliver destroyed the Viltrum ship, and it sends Emperor Thrag into a frenzy, probably catches him off guard. He wasn't expecting them to be on that planet, and he ends up calling the rest of Viltrumites in, and he's going back to regroup. And we find out later that he is looking to call all of the Viltrumites, all the remaining Viltrumites. He's going to bring them together and launch one final assault on the world. So the universe. So we'll see how it goes, man. I'm very interested. I thought he was going to, fight this episode, but I guess they're saving him for the last 2 episodes, man. So we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited about the final 2 episodes. I hate that it's the final 2 episodes already, but we'll get there, man. We'll get there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.